845, Varsity man up. It's game time, everybody stand up.
Justin Rodriguez here with the Varsity 845 football show, the state semifinal edition. That's right, 3 Section 9 teams will be playing for a berth in the state championship this weekend. That would be Cornwall in Class A, Marlboro in B, James I. O'Neill in C. We actually start off the show in O'Neill. Then we will break down each team's semifinal games. I traveled to O'Neill to introduce you to 2 of the smallest defensive ends in the area. They also happen to be 2 of the most devastating. Chris Van Skyok goes 6 foot, 180 pounds, and Derek Shreve is 5 foot 10, 170. But no offensive lineman is going to get in their way. Why don't we let Shreve tell you for himself?
Like an everyday thing, like we've been in the weight room for such a long time, and like I'm just really not intimidated by another lineman unless he's putting me on my back every play, so that's really about it.
Van Skyok has 51 tackles and 11 sacks this year. Meanwhile, Shreve has 36 tackles and 13 sacks. O'Neill coach Anthony Finocchio put the 2 at defensive end to utilize their speed. However, the pair usually give up more than 50 pounds per man on the line. So how do they make up for it? Shreve demonstrated how he and Skyok blow people off the ball. We used one of the biggest, baddest two-way linemen in Section 9, O'Neill's Jordan Baskerville, as a, quote, prop. Baskerville goes 6'3", 270.
Okay, I'm here with Derek and Jordan. So obviously, Derek, you're seeing a lot of guys like Jordan, probably not as good as Jordan, obviously, but why don't you guys show me? Let's get down to that 3-point stance. So when you see a guy like this, what are you trying to do? What do you have to do to get through him?
Well, normally as a DN, I'm lined up outside, just like right outside of his shoulder, and I'm playing on his upfield shoulder, and I'm usually trying to keep a free hand. So it's basically like I'm shooting off, grabbing like right up in, keeping a free hand on the outside, just so I can make a play on the outside. And usually start off in a 4-point stance, so like keep a little bit of speed on the edge and try to contain the best I can.
Okay, so it's not always going to be easy. So let's try to get by him, in a reenactment style. Try to get by Jordan. Show me how. So then say if he's pushing you back, say he's giving you a hard time and you can't get by, what are you going to try next?
Hold my hips into him, try to fight around the outside, and we like to call running the hoop. Okay. And that's pretty much leaning the shoulder and keeping your balance and being able to go outside of it.
Now what you guys have told me previously is that if you get up before them, you're going to knock them on their backside. Tell me how important that is.
It's very important to be able to fire off the ball a lot before them. It keeps the speed on the outside and it lets our linebackers flow free. So.
Thanks for your time, Derek, and of course Jordan too. Good luck in the state semifinals against Hoosick Falls on Saturday at Kingston's Dietz Stadium. More on that later. For our state semifinals preview, we start with Cornwall, a team on fire. Quarterback Mike White threw for a Section 9 single-game record 500 yards in a 53-0 win over Walk Hill in the Class A championship. Last week, he went off for 433 yards and a 34-13 win against Somers in the Class A state quarterfinals. Receiver Alex Cruz caught 285 of those yards against Somers, another Section 9 single-game record. The Green Dragons have officially become the greatest show on turf, Part 2. Next up for undefeated Cornwall, Burnt Hills in the state semifinals on Friday at Dietz. Burnt Hills defeated Cornwall easily 35-14 in last year's Class A semifinals. Burnt Hills runs a well-oiled, hard-hitting wing T offense and are big on both sides of the ball on the line. So what will be the difference this season against Burnt Hills? Cruz offered his take.
This year is different. Obviously, me and Mike have a better chemistry. Offense is clicking more. Our defense is different. We lost a lot of starters last year, so we'll see what we can do on defense. Hopefully we can stop them.
On to Class B, where another undefeated team, Marlboro, takes on Glens Falls in the Class B semis at 3 p.m. Saturday at Dietz. Before we touch on Glens Falls, let's flash back to last week. Marlboro defeated heavily favored Our Ladies of Lourdes of Poughkeepsie 23-20 in the quarterfinals in OT. Speaking of linemen giving up some pounds, Marlboro in some cases were giving up 100 pounds per man against Lourdes on the line. Marlboro offensive lineman Angelo Kirchi talked about outdoing a bigger and supposedly better line.
It felt very good. It felt like we had a great team. Everyone clicked. Our line did great. Skill guys were clutch, and it felt amazing for the first time.
As for Glens Falls, the Albany area champ is a lot like Marlboro. Tough, proud, gritty. Bruising running back Joe McMahon leads Glen Falls with 935 yards and 9 touchdowns. Mike Lenore has 583 yards and 5 scores. Both can run hard. Marlboro running back Austin Beck offered his take on Glens Falls.
They're obviously not as big as Lords was, but they're a very skilled, athletic team. They've been showing some looks as prior teams that we've played, like New Paltz, Spack and Kill. They're very athletic. They show a lot of heart when they play. It's definitely going to be a tough game, and we got to prepare a lot for them.
On to O'Neill. The Raiders take on state player Hoosick Falls at 11 a.m. Saturday at Dietz. O'Neill made history by defeating Woodlands 35-18 in the state quarterfinals last week. No Section 9 team had won a Class C state playoff game since Highland in 1996. On Saturday, O'Neill is trying to make more history. No Section 9 Class C team has ever played for a state title. O'Neill defensive back Malik Chambers talked about what a win on Saturday would mean to the team.
I feel really good last week to win. It was really important for us to win because we wanted to go on to the state semifinals and to the state finals next week if we win. Next week, if we reach there, which I really want to happen, we just have to really keep focused and just play hard like we always want to do.
O'Neill's Jerry Nazi has rushed for 1,890 yards and 31 touchdowns this year. Hoosick Falls has its own version of Nazi, Brad Burns. He has 1,800 yards and 30 touchdowns. Coach Finocchio talked about the key to stopping Burns and what O'Neill needs to do to win the game.
Burns is, he's a runner like we haven't seen yet. You know, he's got some speed to him, but I think what makes him so dangerous is he's got probably the best balance I've ever seen in a high school running back. I know he's a very good wrestler, which probably has a lot to do with it. We got to make sure that we get 11 hats to the ball this week. One guy's not going to be able to take him down because he is so well balanced, so we got to make sure we get 11 hats to the ball, and he likes to bounce the ball outside, so we got to make sure that we contain him. Overall, in order to stop Hoosick Falls, again, I think we got to get pressure on the quarterback. They run a spread, no huddle offense, and the key to that is, getting to the quarterback because, you can't throw the ball when he's lying on his back.
Thanks, Coach. Of course, all 3 local teams hope their next stop is the Carrier Dome in Syracuse for the state championships next week. Good luck. Again, it should be another great weekend of football. This is Justin Rodriguez saying see ya for the Varsity 845 football show.
This is 845, Varsity man up. It's game time, everybody stand up. From my town to yours, we ready for sure. From the field to the court, yeah, we ready for war. This is 845, Varsity man up. It's game time, everybody stand up. From my town to yours, we ready for sure. From the field to the court, yeah, we ready for war.
I said it's game time, so it's time to score. If you're not playing to win, then what you playing for? From the field to the hardwood floor, win some and lose some. Just give it your all, whether it's basket, base, or football. It's all American, it's on when the season's here again. PYP, gotta play your position. Gotta go hard, give it 110. Fans cheering in the stands, yeah, you gotta love it.
This is 845, Varsity man up. It's game time, everybody stand up. From my town to yours, we ready for sure. From the field to the court, yeah, we ready for war. This is 845, Varsity man up. It's game time, everybody stand up. From my town to yours, we ready for sure. From the field to the court, yeah, we ready for war.